Okay, who's hungry? Oh, a big round of hands. I'm the gate closer, the hekkensluiter. I want to talk about food. Not just about any food. I want to talk about culinary culture. Now consider this. When you go to Japan, you have sushi and sashimi. When you go to Spain, we got tapas. When we go to Belgium, we got mussels and we got vol au vin. When you go up north in Scandinavia, we got Noma, one of the best restaurants in the world. And when you come back to Holland, we got kroketten and broodje kaas. There's something wrong there. We don't have a culinary identity, and we don't have something to sell. Now, this is important. Why? This is important because food is identity, and culinary tourism is actually an economic driver for many countries, cities, and regions. And we don't have that. But when you look back at history, about 3 or 4 centuries ago, cities like Amsterdam and Haarlem, they were flourishing because of food. We have a food culture. Why? VOC, the spice route, we were importing nutmeg and cinnamon and peppers and cloves, all from around the world, from the West Indies to the East Indies, all coming here to Holland, this tiny, tiny country. Another thing, do you know that Holland is the second largest exporter of fruit and vegetables in the world? We are in the top 3 of exporting next to France and the USA. This tiny country with a total land surface of only 4.15 million hectares. It sounds a lot, but it's not. Yeah? We are using more than half of our land surface for farmland. So why don't we have a culinary culture? I think there's 2 reasons. Number 1, we are bescheiden. We are just not proud enough. We are not chauvinistic enough. And number 2, we actually lost the connection to our food. Now, in my past life, I was a food and beverage manager in 5-star hotels around the world. I worked in Indonesia for a while. I lived in Belgium for a while. I went to the United States. I lived in Egypt, and then I returned to Amsterdam. And my job was food and beverage manager. And one of the things that I had to do to understand my job and to treat the guest well is actually to learn more about the local food culture. So I had to travel locally from farm to fork. What I'd like you to experience is to experience what I experienced. I would like you to go out there and experience Holland in all facets of food. When you go to Zeeland, you have tremendous Oosterschelde kreeft and oysters. It's beautiful. You go to Groningen up in north, you got honey and mustard. You go to the Veluwe, you have the best goat cheese ever. So
what would be your final thought, conclusion you would like to give to the people?
My final thought conclusion is travel for food and get connected with From Farm to Fork in the Netherlands. That's my thought.